reasons why. I did it in this beautiful video that Rodney did. Thank you, Rodney, again from Our Own Voices. I feel so bad because he put that work in it, and it was beautiful, and we weren't able to use it. I was going to surprise y'all and send you out an email with a little video attachment, and y'all going to go, wow, they're getting good. So, you know, unfortunately it didn't work, but we're going to make it work next time. So this is the call to action. Tomorrow is Tuesday, and we have our Clark County Commissioners Board meeting. They postponed this vote from last month. It's on the agenda for tomorrow. 10 a.m. is public comment period, and they're going to open it up for public comment regarding the redistricting. We have submitted our plan, which you have all seen this plan that's been at this meeting, and I've even emailed it out to all of you. This is the plan that we sent over. This is the Black Caucus plan that is known as. As you can see, our boundaries here. This is the 15 freeway coming down here, okay? And this is the 95 going here. So you can kind of see what the map looks like. We wanted to protect this area, and the reason we presented this geography was because this is really where our urban core is. And there are other pockets of black communities. Of course, we're all throughout the valley. But when we talk about urban core, we're talking about our largest concentration, our density for our population. And this is what we found. In fact, it actually goes a little bit more here. There are several precincts and neighborhoods up in here that are highly large African American population as well. So this is what we were pushing for. This was our, if we could have our ideal, this would be what we would have. And we wanted to protect the Hispanic urban core, where they have large pockets of Hispanic communities where I would call like Little Tijuana, where everything is spoken in Spanish, the signs are in Spanish, you know, and it really is their culture around. So we kind of wanted to preserve that for them as well. And for the Asian population, in all of our information, we wanted to make sure that in their community where they have the highest density, which is in District A and F down here, we wanted to make sure that when they drew those lines that the Asian population also had good representation in their communities of interest, were not what we call cracked or cracking either. Cracking is where you dilute the vote, where you purposely say, here's your urban core, but we don't want black people to really weigh in these elections, so we're going to draw the districts like this, and like this, and like this, so that you're dividing it all out, okay? So you really reduce your ability to get someone elected that looks like you or of your choice, even if you choose someone that doesn't look like you. So the Voting Rights Act of 1965 protects voters so that this doesn't happen. The other term you should be aware of is what we call retrogressive plans. Retrogressive plans means the plan is worse than the current plan or map. So whatever your district is currently and your population has improved, then your redistricting should improve. It shouldn't get worse. Otherwise, that's called retrogressive plans. So the plans that was presented were retrogressive. That's why we decided we would present our own plan. The consultant, and that's a whole different story, we'll talk later, but I don't feel, I am convinced that he has bias, and he's not, that's a good word to put it. He has his priority as to what he feels is important, and we're not part of that upper tier of priorities. I'll put it that way. It's a good way to put it politically. But we're going to address that separately. Right now, we want to stay focused on this, on redistricting and what we need to do for our community. So this is what we presented. The Hispanic community wanted to get more north because they have a large Hispanic population in here as well. So they wanted to go a little further north, and I didn't realize how far west they really wanted to come until I saw their map. So we had always said we would, this geography here, that would be fine if they wanted to move.
State the boundaries.
Okay. If they wanted to move a little further north up here to Craig Road, that would be okay, because they do have large Hispanic populations there, and you know, and we could focus in other areas, maybe take some of this up in here to keep our numbers up, because we need to keep our percentage about 21% for our district, which is what our plan is, 21.8, I think it is. So the latest plan that the county offered, what they're called Map D, and there are 2 scenarios to Map D. They just added a second scenario to that map. But it didn't impact this. It really impacted the outlying areas. But what ended up happening is the actual map that the Hispanic, they call it the Hispanic Coalition, put together a map, and it actually goes all the way to the 15 freeway, to Craig Road, over here to Nulles, straight down like this, to Desert Inn, goes up over here, and then to the 15th like this. So it cut us right down like that. The interesting thing is they were still able to keep the African American population, the consultant, they kept our population right around the 20, it's 20% now, so it dropped a little bit. But what is our concern is that the proposal that the Hispanic Coalition presented, which I just outlined for you, actually is the actual footprint of what this consultant is offering, or as Map D. So the compromise, we don't see that, a compromise. It looks as though we're not, there is no compromise. This is going there, and we've been cut here. They're giving us some other geography, but the reason our community is very upset, and I've been getting a lot of phone calls about this, is they have conveniently cut off or chopped off a portion of the historical west side. Well, now, that ain't gonna fly in our community. That touched a real nerve in our community, considering the history here in this community as it relates to the historical west side. And the segregation, not being able to own a home, not being able to own a business outside of that area, you know, and so forth. Culturally, we all have similar culture all around this whole area. And the area that we're speaking now, that we are wanting to fight for tomorrow, is from Owens, about here, down to Charleston here, and over to Las Vegas Boulevard. So we're not asking to jump way up, you know, keep everything, no problem. We're talking about this one little area that goes from here, here, to here. So it's this one little sliver. Okay? Yeah, that's what we're asking for. That's what we're going to be lobbying for tomorrow, and that's what we need your help on. We need that little bit of geography to keep our historical west side together, keep our community together, keep our culture together, and you know as well as I. And many of these, by the way, these neighborhoods here, we looked at the precincts, 43, 35, and several other precincts. It's like 3 precincts that we're talking about. All have a majority of African Americans in them. So these are precincts that really should be in District D. So we're going to be fighting for that tomorrow, and that's what we need your help on. We need you to use the terms. We want to keep the historical west side and Las Vegas Boulevard corridor, or the downtown corridor, in District D. That's what we basically, however you want to word it, that's what we want. That's what we want the outcome to be. If that means we have to give up, they've got now District D going all the way over, and I sent you out the email with the link so you can go and look at the maps online. But they actually have Larry coming way down here now, and all the way over here to Rainbow and Sahara. It actually goes to DI. Up Rainbow, no, up Buffalo, down Sahara, over this way, or is it Charleston, and then, so he has a little boot that kind of comes out like this, and then remember, this isn't here anymore. So all this would be gone. If this would all be gone, we would keep this little part down here. Now, we all know about Symphony Park. That's the Smith Center, the new City Hall. That's all part of the historical west side, okay? And there was redevelopment dollars used. The historical west side has a special federal designation called Special Impact Area. And that was given in the 70s because of the disparity in the community. And so that designation also encompasses Symphony Park. Well, some of the federal redevelopment money was used to help build that up. The hope was that that's going to help start to filter into the historical West Side and those neighborhoods and help bring those neighborhoods up as well. So we don't want to separate that now that the investment's been made, now that the sacrifices the community has made, you know, and now all of a sudden it's not going to be part of that same commission district. So we don't want that. We want it to stay together because the issues relevant to the community are impacted there as well. We want it all together. So that's what we're pushing for. But yes, they have Larry going pretty far west now. So what we're saying is we're not trying to tell the commissioners what to do. We're not trying to tell this consultant how to draw his lines. But what we are saying is that he's not from here, he's from DC, so he made a huge error here. But you have to preserve that community, you have to keep us intact, and you have to make sure that you keep our urban core secure so that our vote, one voter, what the Voting Rights Act is all about, is protected. The other thing I want to mention to you all too is that the redistricting of the Voting Rights Act is all based on what we call voter eligible population. Voter eligible population is different than voter population, and it's certainly different than voter age population. Voter eligible population goes to age, meaning you're 18 and can vote, and you're eligible, meaning you're a citizen. Voting Rights Act was written for voters. This way is the Voting Rights Act. Protect the voter. Make sure one vote, one voter, one vote. To protect that concept that you get the opportunity to vote. They also have added amendments such as language citizens, which allow for those who may speak Spanish or another language, could be Korean, could be whatever language, so that when you go and exercise your right to vote, they have ballots in your language. Why did they do that? So that you can go and exercise your right to vote and understand what you're voting on. So we want to just start thinking in that term, guys, because that is what we need to be focused on, and we need to be educated as to how it works and what the process is. But if you can all come tomorrow, the 16th, Tuesday, 10 a.m., public comment, and please weigh in, give your comments to the county commissioner and stress how important this is to us to keep us intact here. And you know, hopefully they'll do the right thing. They're not going to vote on the actual map tomorrow. They're voting on to have the to approve a map that they will vote on, basically. So there might be one more opportunity tomorrow to change something, but after that, I think after tomorrow, we've lost our opportunity. So we got to be there tomorrow, guys. If you can't make it, email me. I sent you an email. Email me your comments, your thought, what you want to say to the commissioners. We will present it to them. If you can phone them, I put the phone number in the email. Call tomorrow and let them know, look, and I actually put the wording in there for you. If you want to send an email, you can do that. But please, please, please respond somehow, okay? And if you can't stay tomorrow and you can only come, you're taking a quick early lunch, and you want to just come, show up, write your comments out, give it to me. I can do that too if you have to leave. But it's important that they see us there. They have to know this is that important to us, that we're going to make a sacrifice of our lunch hour or whatever to talk about this. And we're going to talk a little bit more about redistricting in a few minutes because our trustee is here today, and this issue is going on with the Clark County School District as well, and the NAACP has been working with, with our trustee on this, and they've taken the lead on this. We met on Friday just as a larger group to talk about the political implications of each of those maps. But they've been doing a great job with that. We've been focused on this one, and so, you know, it's been great kind of tag teaming on this. So with no further ado, I'd like to present to you Marcia Irving, who is our new education chair, and she can tell you